Welcome to Letty Does Playing Expeditions Gears of Corruption. So, Expeditions is a competitive card-driven engine-building game of exploration set in Jakub Rusalski's world of 1920 plus. It plays kinda like an RPG video game where you gather items and you explore new locations and you solve quests to become the greatest explorer of Siberia. If you don't know the rules, I suggest you go check out some links down in the description below or my previous Let's Play of the game. We are also going to be playing with the Gears of Corruption expansion today. So this is the base game. And this is the expansion. I already did an unboxing for it yesterday, and then I wanted to play this right after, but it ended up getting too close to sunset, and I didn't like the lighting, and also my filming setup changed a little for anyone marathoning these Let's Plays. Sorry if things are slightly different or in different spots. It's just kind of hard to have a stable filming setup on a bed. Y'all don't even want to know how I'm securing this top camera. Filming secrets. Alright, so let's get started. I am going to be yellow, and I will be playing with the mech. Gotta get my mech cards. Ooh, for shuffling. Shuffle the mech card, and I am going to play whatever this is. It's the Highlander. I think something fell on my crutch. Yes. So, I'm going to be playing the Highlander. Let me get the corresponding board. Highlander. Oh, wait, not yet. And I have all my stuff right here. So these new boards have lovely little slots for you to put all your meeples into. Beautiful. All right. And I will be playing with the character la 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 Akiko, and their matching companion Jiro. So the new thing for these Akiko, Jiro, and this is going to be the new card. So you actually start off with some power and some guile. So I'm going to start with 3 power, and I'm going to start with 3 guile, and then I have my golden worker right here that I'm also going to start off with. And I need the Highlander guy here. I need my mech. There you are. The new base snaps. Beautiful. And then I need to give Automa. I will give Automa the Strider for their northern mech, and I will give them Tatanka for the central mech. Alright. Let's see. I don't need this box anymore for right now. So let's slide that off. And so the northern mech up there is going to stay in the north. The central mech is going to stay in the central. And there is one more mech that probably will enter the board, but we will get into that later. Alright, let's see. Is that everything? I have the Automa decision deck here. Let me go ahead and shuffle that. The Automa is going to be controlling the northern and the central mech, and it is going to be representing previous expeditions who have gone insane. So I take 2 cards from the Automa's Decision deck, those get set aside, and then the rest gets put up here. I think that is everything. No, look at how empty my board is. The item, Sword of Nogai. The item, Exosuit. Shit, well, I need both. The quest, Banish the Squatters. The item, Synergy Halo. And the quest, Trap the Zombies. This is going to be my draw pile right here. And I think that's it for setup. So over here I have some player aids if you want to try to follow along. And I'm just going to film some other intro outro stuff real quick, and then we'll get started. Okay, so when I have the book up, that is just a visual marker for me to know when I am editing to cut the part out. It's just for me in case I get off the bed, or I need to go use the restroom, or I need to handle Shaggy. It just means I probably got up from the bed real quick. And I forgot to mention that I am going to be playing against the level 3 Automazania, and the last game was against a level 2 Alma, and then just ignore these. They'll come into play later. Alright, with all that, I think I'm good. We will see. You can see the new card for the Automa here. It now has this little icon right there, and that's for the corrupted mech to summon it. It's my turn. Let me get in position. Let me drag my shorts down a little. I need to read. So, I have a Kiko and I have Jiro. Since this is my first turn, I can do all 3 of my actions. The Highlander's ability is that I may gain cards directly to my hand. Akiko's ability is that I can gain 1 face-up meteorite or solve. And Jiro's ability is that I can activate the previous card's ability. So that's speaking in a row. I'm going to kind of look over all the stuff on the board. This is one of the new cards, the Sword of Nogai. It is worth 5 coins at the end. So that's a very valuable card. Oh! That's good! I want that. I want that one. Okay. Let's do this. First, what I'm going to do is I am going to move. I am going to move here to the airship wreckage. And I am going to gather. I am going to gather the Sword of Nogai. Oh yeah! That spot is going to be replaced with this card. That is going to be... Oh, sorry. That is going to be the Meteorite Redstone. And let's see. I have moved. I have gathered. Time to play something. Are there any meteorites on the board? I just put one up. Gain 1 face-up red card to your hand. Wow. Activate the previous card's ability. Alright. Let's go ahead and play Akiko. She will give me 1 power. And I will place down the golden worker, and I will gain the redstone meteorite. And that goes directly into my hand. That is getting replaced with the item jetpack. All right. And with that, that is all I can do. It's the Automa's turn. The Automa is going to progress 1 along its glory track. Its northern mech is going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. Its central mech is going to gain this map token, and it is going to uncover the weird forest. That has a meld benefit that I will cover with corruption. Now it is my turn again, because that is the end of the Automa's turn. Since this is my second turn, I can only do 2 of these things. So what I am going to do I'm going to move and gather. I am going to move over to the sawmill, and I am going to gather 1 red worker. Automa's turn. The Automa is going to progress 1 along its glory track, and it gains its first glory. The northern mech is going to sweep. That card will be replaced with the quest, find a former factory engineer. And then it is going to move 1. The central mech is going to move 2. It is my turn again. I am going to I'm going to move and play. No. I am going to play and gather. So first I am going to gather a red worker, and I am going to play the Sword of Nogai. That gains me 1 power, and I will use a worker to activate its immediate benefit. Once per turn, if you rescue another card, you may gain a worker matching that card's color. I will rescue a Kiko, and their color is yellow. So I gain a yellow worker. All right. It is the Automa's turn. The Automa is going to advance 1 along its tracker. The northern mech is going to move 1. The central mech is going to gain this map token and flip this location. That is the warehouse. It has a meld benefit. that I am covering with exactly 5 corruption. It is my turn. This turn, I am going to play and move. I am going to play this redstone card. And I will gain 1 power. And I will place this worker to gain 1 face-up red card to my hand. And I want it to be this exosuit. I gain all cards to my hand, but, you know, I still gain a card. That gets replaced with the item Aether Vision Goggles. Then I'm going to move. I'm thinking of what I can do next. Or rather, what I should do next. I am going to move over to the airship wreckage. Again. It is the Automa's turn. The Automa is going to advance 1, and it gains its 2nd glory. Since it now has 2 glories, the Northern Mech would look for corruption, but there is no corruption available because it's not uncovered, so instead it is going to move 3. 2, 3. The Central Mech is going to gain 1 corruption. It happened to be on a location with corruption, so it just gains the 1 and then it doesn't move. So now this meld benefit is uncovered. Then it is my turn. For my turn, I am going to play and gather. And what I am going to play is first I will gather, because I want this Find a Former Factory Engineer quest. And that will be replaced with the item Tesla Pistol. Then I will play Find a Former Factory Engineer. That will gain me 1 guile, and I will put down my my golden worker to gain another guile. Or, pardon me, 1 moment. What color are you? You're blue. I see. Well, that is done. It is the Automa's turn. The Automa is going to advance 1 along its tracker. The Northern Mech is going to move 2. Oh shit, I'm going to pretend I didn't say that. And the Central Mech is going to sweep. Wow, it is going to sweep all of these. Those get replaced with the quest Befriend a Local Legend, the Meteorite Allenstone, and the Meteorite Bluestone. then the central mech is going to gain a map token. And it is going to move to this location, Crater Rim. It has an upgrade benefit. This is one of the new 2-value corruption tokens. And it is my turn. Okay. I am going to move and gather. I'm going to move to the secret facility. The secret facility has the benefit of a card from the top of the deck. So that's Heart of the Cards, this baby. I have the item Recon Drone. And it has a rescue benefit. I want to rescue this redstone meteorite. Pardon me. I want to find a former factory engineer. And because of the Sword of Nogai's ability, since I rescued this, I'm going to gain a blue worker. And I have moved and I have gathered. It is the Automa's turn. The Automa is going to progress 1 on its tracker. The northern mech is going to move 2. 1, 2. The central mech is going to gain a map token. And flip this location over. It is the mining town. That has an upgrade benefit. Now it is my turn. I'm going to move and play. I'm going to move to the Crater Rim. I am going to play Jito. And Jito gets me 1 Guile. I am going to place a blue worker down to activate Jito's ability to vanquish. And I'm going to vanquish this 3 and this 2 tile corruption. Jito also says if it removes the location's final corruption, you may gain the revealed benefit. The revealed benefit is to upgrade. So I will do that. I will do that to the Sword of Nogai. So that just gets tucked in right here. And now I can't use its immediate benefit anymore, but now this is permanent. And at the end of the game, it will be worth 5 coins. Okay. All right. Now it is the Automa's turn. The Automa is going to advance 1. It gains its 3rd glory. The Northern Mech is going to search for some corruption, but there is no corruption, so it is going to move 1. The Central Mech is going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. It is my turn again. I am going to play and gather. What I am going to play is that I am going to play the Exosuit. And the Exosuit is going to give me 1 power. And it says you get to rescue a card. If you rescue another card, either gain its core value or activate its ability. So I'm going to place a worker to do that. I'm going to rescue... I am going to rescue... Cheeto? Yes. So I'm going to rescue Cheeto. And it says activate the previous card's ability or vanquish. Or I can gain its core value. So the previous card would be this redstone. Gain 1 face-up red card to your hand. I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to activate Cheeto's ability. And I'm going to activate the previous card's ability, which is the meteorite redstone. And then I will gain this face-up red card to my hand, the Allen Stone. And then, because of the Sword of Nogai, if I rescue a card, I gain a worker matching that card's color. I am going to gain a blue worker. Now that needs to get replaced with the quest, Pillage the Tower. This slides over. It is the Automa's turn. The Automa is going to have its mech in the north gain this location that it is on. It has revealed the Stormy Sea. That has a boast benefit that it is going to be covered with 8 corruption. Oh. I made a mistake. Give me a moment to... Let me finish the Automa's turn. And then I will try to correct it. The Automa is going to have its central mech move 1. I did my play action, but I didn't take my gather action. My gather action, I wanted to go ahead and upgrade an item. And the item that I wanted to upgrade was actually this recon drone. Yeah. So I'm just going to do that since I don't think it makes that much of a difference to anything that I did. Yeah. So there's that. Okay. Now I finished the Automa's turn, and now it is my turn. So for my turn, I want to, let's see. Reading. I want to. I'm going to move and play. I am going to move to the airship wreckage. I am going to play the Allen Stone. That gets me 1 power. And I am going to place my golden worker on there, and that says gain a worker. So the worker that I want to gain, I feel like I should be doing some variety with the colors a little. Let's gain this purple worker. Okay. I have moved and played. It is the Automa's turn. The Automa is going to have its northern mech gain 2 corruption. Its central mech is going to move 1. Okay. Let's see. My turn again. I am going to... I actually don't know why I decided to go there. That's a very strange decision on my part. Oh well. That's past Letty. I'm going to gather and play. I'm going to gather... this quest. Trap the zombies. That is going to be replaced with this meteorite charter stone. Okay. And I'm going to play I am going to play... Oh, I forgot. Whenever I move, I can either peek at a location within range or gain power. I want to gain power. I think I moved once since I did that. So that only counts the 1 time. I need to remember that. Okay. We are going to play Find a Former Factory Engineer. That will gain us 1 guile. I am going to place a worker down, and I am going to gain 1 guile. Okay, it is the Automa's turn. The Automa is going to advance 1 along its tracker, and its northern mech is going to gain this location token, revealing the mountain pass. That has a melt benefit. Interesting. And the central mech is going to gain 1 corruption. My turn. I am going to play and move. I am going to move. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Right. I'm going to move here. To the research base. That has an upgrade benefit. Oh, wait. What's that? What does that mean? Gain 1 benefit from an adjacent location. No. Wait, yes. Okay. 1 benefit from an adjacent location. Let me cover this with corruption first. What is that again? Draw 2 from the deck. 1, and that one. Face up card adjacent to your location or a worker. Let's go with a card. Let's go with Pillage the Tower. Or I guess I could have melted. Reveal. That is replaced with the Amulet of Bravado. Okay. Now I play a card. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and play Jiro. That gains me 1 guile. I'm going to give Jiro a worker, and I am going to vanquish. I'm going to vanquish this 5 and this 2. So that's everything I have. And if I reveal, if I get rid of the final corruption, I get the reveal benefit. That is an upgrade benefit. Do I have anything I upgrade? I have this. All right, let's upgrade the exosuit. Okay. All right. There we go. Now it is the Automa's turn. The northern mech is going to sweep. That is going to get replaced with the Meteorite Cluestone. The central mech is going to gain 1 corruption. It is my turn. Okay. I am going to look at my cards. Oh, thinking. I need to move and gather. Oh, I moved again and I didn't. I need to like put a little highlighter right there or I'm not gonna remember. You need to remember. Oy, you're so annoying, Letty. What is that again? Okay. I am going to move to the riverside, I believe. 1, 2, 3. And I am going to gather its benefit, which is to get an adjacent locations benefit. So I'm going to get the secret facilities benefit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The airship wreckage, it doesn't matter. Or the airship wreckage's benefit. And I'm going to get this Befriend a Local Legend card. And that is going to be replaced with the item Tainted Medallion. That's one of the new ones. That is worth 5. Oh my gosh. Alright, I've moved and gathered. It is the Automa's turn. Oh boy. The Automa is going to advance 1 along its tracker. That means that the Corrupted Mech is in the game now. Let's do one of the new boys as the Corrupted Mech. I'm just going to pop it on. What is this guy called again? I forgot. The Scarecrow, that's right. It's called the Scarecrow. So let's set that there. I believe... Okay. This is the Corrupted Mech. On the progress track, Automa places the Corrupted Mech if she reaches the icon space on the progress track before you place the mech. She places it in the highest numbered, unoccupied, revealed location. So I think I place this now and then Automa takes her turn. So the highest numbered unoccupied is here, number 19, the Stormy Sea. And then since these are on the, since this is on the board now, I need to deal 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these are what it's going to do next. Alright, so now that's on the board. And The Automa is going to have its Northern Mech move 3. 1, 2, 3. It is going to have its Central Mech sweep. So that is all of these dead. And that is going to be replaced with the item Aether Mirror. And the Meteorite Cipher Stone. And the Meteorite Yellow Stone. Okay. And then the Central Mech is going to gain a map token. Alright. It's the Fishing Village. That has a boast benefit. Now it is the Corrupted Mech's turn. So the Corrupted Mech represents a mech that has been abandoned by a previous expedition and it's been taken over by corruption. These are going to be its movements, and this is its draw deck. So I believe this turn it takes this top one. Draw 5 corruption cards, offset the corruption, the remaining corruption cards, form a deck. Each time it takes a turn. Yeah. Corrupted Mech turn. Deal a new corruption card face up to the top of the pile. So I'm just going to do that. It is going to try to move southwest, but it can't do that. So it is going to go clockwise, and it is going to actually move up here. And that is where it stops. If it bumps into you, you get a punishment. If you are able to vanquish it, that is what it will cost you. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. It is my turn. Okay. On my turn, I'm going to move and play. I am going to move. I'm going to move. Okay. None of these are really what I was hoping for. But sure. I'm going to move to the sawmill. And I am going to play Akiko. Are there any meteorites? Yes. I'm going to play Akiko. And I'm going to get the... Oh, I moved again. Ha! I remembered this time. I moved. I get 1 power. But Akiko gets me 1 power when I play her. I am going to place a worker in order to gain 1 face-up meteorite. I am going to gain the Cipher Stone. Oh, is that a meteorite too? Yes. What does that say? You face up, deal a card to your hand. And that one, discard a card to activate its ability. What to do? Let's actually go with this yellow stone. Sure, why not? That is going to be replaced with the meteorite purple stone. Alright, I have moved and I have played. It is the Automa's turn. The Automa needs to have its deck reshuffled. Give me 1 moment. All right. You set 2 cards aside, then you draw a card. The Automa is going to advance 1 on its tracker. It gains its 4th glory. The northern mech is going to move to 1, and then it jumps over the corrupted mech just like it would us. And the central mech. The central mech is going to gain this map token. Okay, there we go. It has revealed the impact zone. That has a meld benefit. Okay. Now, it is the corrupted mech's turn. The corrupted mech is going to attempt to move northeast. It cannot do that. It will try to go clockwise. It will bump into the Automa. The Automa does not take any repercussions, and the corrupted mech does not move. So it stays exactly where it is. It is my turn. On my turn, I am going to move and gather. I'm going to gather 1, 2, 3, 4. First, I'm going to move over to the mountain pass. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to gather the purple stone meteorite. That is going to be replaced with the quest Clear a Path into the town. Then, that is it. I have moved and gathered. It is the Automa's turn. The Automa is going to advance 1 on its tracker. I think it just gained its 4th glory. Was it here or here? Did the corrupted mech, then it moved 1, then it moved 1. So I believe it is there now. Ah, this dang slidey bed. Ooh, that is annoying. That's kind of important. Well, I tried. I think I'm right. I hope I'm right. Okay. The northern mech is going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. The central mech is going to gain... No, it's not. The central mech is going to move 2. 1, 2. It is the corrupted mech's turn. And the corrupted mech will attempt to move north. It can't, and then it can't, and the stormy seas where it decides to settle. It is my turn. Alright guys, so I filmed this Let's Play in one go, and this clip you're watching marks the end of the first half of my game. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for the second half. Otherwise, get out there, do all the stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!